Good day, everyone. My name is Justin Kiday Reyes from the Accounting Department of Business Unit EMS4. Today, I will present you three reports compiled from the last 3 days. Number one, the status report on the statistics of white-collared employees. Description: the status report on the statistics of white-collared employees semi-monthly salaries, which is in pesos, undergo into statistical analysis in terms of average, minimum and maximum range, median, percentile of the 25th and 75th, and the standard deviation. The data are presented into a column graph bar. Here is the comparison of average salary among white-collared employees per department. As you can see, the HR, as you can see from the average, the HR earns the least among the four departments. And its counterpart is the accounting department, which has 13,290.93 centavos of average salary. When it comes to the range, the minimal salary is the HR department. Also, not only that, its counterpart is the facilities department, which is 10,726.70. In the maximal salary range, the highest earners are the purchasing departments, which often goes to 18,740 and 6 centavos. And, and its counterpart is the facilities department, which has 15,517.82 centavos. This is the overall among white-collar employees. The average salary of white-collar employees is 12,530.33 centavos, and the minimal salary of the overall is 9,386.71. The maximum salary is 18,740 and 0.6. Here's the comparison of the median, 25th and 75th percentile of the salary among white-collar employees per department. In the 25th percentile, you can see that the HR department has the least salary among the rest, and its counterpart is the facilities department, which has 11,043.12 centavos. In terms of the median, the HR department still stands in the least among all departments, and its counterpart is the accounting department, which has 12,380.34. In the percentile of the 75th percentile or 75% percentile, the accounting department, let me have a correction. In the median, we have the purchasing department as the counterpart of the HR, which has 380.34 centavos. And in the 75th percentile is the accounting department, which has the highest salary, which is 15,483.25 centavos. Here's the overall 25th and 75th percentile of the salary among white-collar employees, including the median, of course. The percentile 25th, most are earning 10,757.55. In the median, most are earning 11,888.11. Percentile 7 in the 75th percentile, most are 13,427.46. Here's a comparison of the standard deviation of salary among white-collar employees. The HR department has 2,231.68 standard deviation. Purchasing department has 2,301.68 standard deviation. Accounting department has 2,752.16 standard deviation, which makes it the highest among the rest. And facilities department has a 1624.91 centavos, which makes it the least or the counterpart of the accounting department in terms of their standard deviation. Here is the standard deviation curve of the overall salary of the white-collared employees. As you can see, the overall deviation of the departments is 2,362.8. Most are most earners are paying around 12,000 and 13,000. And we shall proceed to the statistics report on the annual payroll of the white-collared employees. The status report was statistics on annual white-collar employees' salaries in pesos, which undergo statistical analysis in terms of the same as the first presentation. Here is a comparison of the average annual salary among white-collar employees per department. As you can see, the HR departments has the least average salary among the departments, which is 23,200 no 232,194.43. Its counterpart is the accounting department, which has 271,973.32. The minimal salary under the minimal salary, purchasing department has the least amount of minimal salary, which is 114,911.10 centavos, and its counterpart is still the accounting department, which has 193,916.64 centavos. In the maximum salary, you can see that the HR has an outstanding for 464,334.92 centavos, and its counterpart is the purchasing department, which is 348 and 515.24 centavos. Here's the average annual salary among white-collared employees. The average salary is 247 and 32 centavos, 247,032.06 centavos. And the minimal salary is 114,911.10. And the maximum salary is 464 and 34.92,000. Here's the comparison of the median 25th and 75th percentile of the annual salary among white-collar employees. As you can see, that the purchasing department has the least percentile of among the department, has a standing of 180,548.57 centavos, and its counterpart is the accounting, which is 217,840.22. In terms of median, the purchasing and accounting department are almost the same, yet the accounting department earns the most among the department. Not only and its counterpart is still, I know it's not anymore, it's the HR department, which has 229,018.90. In the percentile of 75% or 75th percentile, the purchasing department earns the most, which has 324,019.8 centavos, and its counterpart is the HR department, which lays at 267,010 centavos. Here's the overall median 25th and 75th percentile of annual salary among white-collar employees. 25% of the overall is 195,332.46, and the median is 238,453.58, and the 70th percentile, which is 295,821.85. Here's a comparison of standard deviation of the annual salary among white-collar employees per department. As you can see that the accounting department earns the least, or has the least standard deviation, has the least standard deviation, which is at 65,421.53, and its counterpart is the purchasing department, which is 79,952.75. The standard deviation curve of the overall annual salary of the white-collar employees. The standard deviation is 75,913.51. As you can see, most earners earns around 250,000 pesos per annum. So I would like to have some disclaimer that due to the inaccessibility of the website, I didn't get the data for my status report yesterday. So I have compensated another status report about punctuality and attendance of the business unit EMS or business unit EMS4. So hope you consider. Thank you. The description. This is a status report on the statistics of the punctuality and attendance of the business unit EMS4 employees. The total number of personnel of business unit EMS4 is 95, consisting of 5 departments, which are the accounting, compensation, and benefits, employee relations, health and safety, and the IT or technical. Whereas working days are at weekdays, and the day 3 started at November 16, 2020, and ends at November 23, 2020. Note that day 1 and day 2 are grace period days, which is unnecessary to be inputted. Thank you. Here's the here is the business unit EMS for employee composition. 13% is from the accounting department. Compensation and benefit department is also 30%. IT and health and safety department are at 27%, and employee relations are at 20%. So the accounting and compensation benefits has 12 employees each, a total of 12 each. And the employee relation has 19 employees under its department, and health and safety and IT has 26 employees each. Here's the overall attendance from the past days. So as you can see, from day 1, 81 out of 95 attended or were present. Day 2, it increases at 87. Day 3, it increases at 90. Day 6, it decreases by 1 at 89. And day 7, decreases by 10. And decreases by 4, and which is below 10 from the overall employees. And at day 8, we have a standing of 82 present employees during the 8th day. So as you can see, this is the employees' attendance. And you can conclude very much from it. So I have also the department attendance and the employee present as the axis. So at day 3, At day 3 of the accounting department, the accounting department has one absent. And by day 4 up to day 8, the accounting department has a complete attendance among its employees. When it comes to compensation and benefit department, at day 9, there are 3 absent, followed by 11, 1, and also at day 5, it's also 1. By day 6, they have 2 absents. By day 7, they have 6 absent, 50% of them is absent. And by day 8, 9, 3 of them is absent, 9 is present. In the employee relations department, as you can see, it's up and down. It goes from 18, 17, 18, 17, 19, 17. The day that they were all present was only in the day 7, in the 7th day. In the health and safety department, they didn't have a day with the complete attendance. They have day 3, which has the least number of employees who were present, and day 6 has the most employees present in the health and safety. So in the IT department, on the present day, all of them were present. On the second day, one was absent, yet still outstanding. On the fifth, fifth and sixth day, all were present. In the seventh day, one was absent, followed by followed by 3 more on the 8th day. The overall employees that are late, under time, absent, and punctual. So what it terms by late? Anyone who timed in beyond 8 a.m. Under time, who timed out before 4 p.m. Late and under time is both. Absent is absent, and punctual are those who timed early, timed early or before 8 or at 8, and who went out by 4. So as you can see, this is the overall employees. Most of them were late at day 1. So at my means of day 3, under time has 6, late under time has also 6, and the absent is 14, and punctuality of employees were the punctual employees were only 21. In the late, we have the least, which is 23. These are day 6 and day 7. And under time, the least day that has the under time is also 6. And late and under time, we have 2 as the least and 8 as the highest, was on day 4, and which was on day 7 and day 4 respectively. On day 1, on day 3, the most absent were 14, which is 14. And on day 5, we have the total absence of 5 employees. The punctuality increases by 6% by day 6 and decreases by 6 on the 8th day. Here's the accounting employees that are late, under time, absent, and punctual. As you can see, day 3 has the most late, and by day 7, we have the least. And the least day what we have the late is day 1. We didn't have under time from day 3 to day 5, yet by day 6 to day 8, we have 1. In the late under time, it's an alternating. We have 2, the highest on day 1, and 5 and 8, 5 and 7, which is 1. Day 4 and day 8 and day 6, we didn't have any late or under time. In the absent, there's only 1 that is on day 3, and punctual are we have 0 punctual on day 3, and we have the highest punctuality on day 7. the compensation benefits employee that are late, under time, late and under time, absent, and punctual. As you can see from the compensation and benefits, day 3 and day 5 has the highest late, which is standing at 8, and the least is to 2, which is day 6. Under time, they have 0 under time on day 3, day 5, and day 7. And day 4, day 8 is the her highest, the highest employees amount who under time. Late and under time, as you can see, day 4 and 6 are 3, and the least is day 7, which is none. Absent, they have the highest absent on day 6, I know day 7, and the least on day 4 and 5. Their punctuality on day 3 was 0, or their punctual employees there was 0, and their highest day with punctual employees was day 4. Here's the employee relations, employees that are late, under time, late and under time, absent, and punctual. Those are the highest late numbers or employees that were late was on day 3, which is standing at 7, and the least is day 4 and 5. And days 4 and 6, which is standing at 3. Undertime employees are highest at day 7 and lowest at day 8. The late and undertime employees shows that day 3 and day 8 are equal are equal that they have two employees that were both late and under time, and their lease was both 6 and 7, which stands at 0. The absent of the employee relation is standing at 0 by day 7, yet it's an alternating between 1 to 1 to 0 then 2. And their punctuality increases as they pass by, then it decreases, and the final day it then increases by 5, or standing at 10. In the health and safety employees that are late, under time, late and under time, absent and punctual, as you can see that most are late by day 8, which has 13 employees. There are 8 under time on day 7, has the least on day 3, 4, and 8. Late and under time on their late and under time, they had 0 on day 3. Yet by day 8, they have the 4, which is the highest. On day 9, they have the absentees of 9 employees, and by day 6, they have the least, which is 2. The punctual employees on day 3 were 6, and the most day of punctual employees were at day 4, which is 13, and the least is day 5, at day 8, which has 5 punctual employees. Here's the IT, technical employees that are late, under time, late and under time, absent, and punctual. As you can see that day 3 of their day 3 for 14 employees were late, and the least days of employees were late was day 7 and day 8, which is 5. Under 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 time. Under time, on day 1 they have 1, and this is also the least employee that is under time. Yet by day 5, they have the highest of 3 employees that were under time. On day 3 and day 4, they have late and under time employees, which is 1 and 2 employees respectively. And by following of the 5th day up to the 8th day, they have none, which is great actually. On the present, in the absent, on day 3 there was 0 absentees. On day 4 there was 1. 5 and 6 there was 0. Then day 7 there was 1 another, and by day 8 there's 5 absentees. On their punctual on the punctual employees, on day 3 there are 10. By day 4 there are 11. By day 5, 15, day 6, 17, day 7, 18, day 8, 14. As you can see, it's an inclining, then decreasing, is decreasing employees. So the highest day that we have the punctual employees were 18 in the IT, and the lowest punctual employees day was day 3. So this would end my presentation. And again, I am Justin Kiday Reyes from the Accounting Department, Business Unit, EMS4, and I thank you. PPP.